Tigers get the fast start they've been looking for and cruise home for a 32-point win over South Alabama. We're breaking down the film on the Hanacast.
The Hanacast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dickson. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
All right, everybody. LSU has endured, Richard, a series of slow starts this year. They were hoping to start fast. They certainly got that, as we're going to show on the film here. They finished out the first half with a big lead. Things got a little scattered in the second half, but when you got a big lead, that'll happen. This is the most complete game that LSU has played so far.
No doubt. Starting fast. I mean, you get 157 yards in your first three plays and go up 14-0. It's as fast a start you could look for. And, look, the defense goes the whole first half, holding them to a field goal. I think the first half was the best football we've played all year long. We get a little sloppy in the second half with a big lead, but then we come back and put a few things together, correct some mistakes, and they finish it out dominant.
This is 6 quarters now for the defense. They played well in the second half against UCLA, and they did the job against a decent South Alabama offense here. Yeah. This offense has put some points on the board this year. They're not quite as good as their statistics would suggest because of the 87 points against Northwestern, so they're a little bit skewed. But this is still a pretty good offense. It's a good running quarterback, and LSU was able to stymie them. It's not without its flaws, as we're going to point out with some of these things, but mostly this was a very good effort, and they had to do it without Harold Perkins.
Yeah, I mean, you take arguably the best player on our defense, and then you put together your best defensive performance. I mean, there was a lot of focus on the team. I think a lot of guys rallied. They want to go out there and play their best ball. And, look, there's a lot of things still to work on, but, we're playing with a lot of young guys, and it's fun to watch them get better each week.
When you double up the total yards and you go for 667,
that works.
That's pretty good. And when you hold a team to one touchdown after you've already, established that lead, that's pretty good. So one of the things that Brian Kelly was talking about was get off to a good start. LSU has been a notoriously slow starting team. Well, congratulations, because you can't start any faster than this, and this is where we're going to start with LSU's very first play from scrimmage here, and this is a swing pass to Durham, and he takes it to the house.
What I love about it is the look. We're getting kind of a run look over to the left side. We come back with a motion where you think he'd be getting a cutoff block, and you're going to see from the wide view, you got Lacey, Daniels, and Mason Taylor. Hell of a job blocking right there. I mean, one of the things I think we do best is our perimeter blocking on the outside. The guys just wipe it down. I mean, I know it's Parker, not Lacey. Parker so far blocks him to where he smashes them into the guy, almost knocks him off a block.
All right, here's another look at it. There's almost looks like a scrum there with those two near side receivers.
Parker was whooping his dude so bad he shoved him into Daniels' guy.
And there you see Durham take it.
Elite speed. So watch here. You're going to get Taylor coming across from the backside. This is a very common run look we've had, and you see it on 1st and 10. You got Taylor on the backside. You're going to start the motion, which we've done a lot of backside cutoffs out of motion where you'd be running to the left. What he does is he keeps going, and it almost looks like a wheel route. You get Daniels on his guy, Parker on his guy. You got 3 for 3 right here with the fastest guy on the football field.
An awful lot of open space here as we'll watch it go. This is the best view of it. Now he's got to make one guy miss.
Parker blocked his guy too good, but we'll take it. But you get one-on-one with that guy in speed.
He's got to make this guy miss, right, or he's got to outrun him, one of the two.
Watch Taylor finish. Taylor just blocks this guy all the way through the sideline. Awesome block.
And it's all the way here. He would be a pretty busy guy there early, and LSU takes a very quick 7-0 lead. We're brought to you by Marucci Sports, founded by professionals for, the current and former big leaguers, dedicated to quality and committed to providing athletes at every level with the tools they need. The Hitter's House at 5801 Segan Lane. Memberships allow you for 24/7 access to members-only cages and bullpen cage reservation opportunities, a retail store discount, 15% off on your retail store discounts, and lots of cool things that are coming in their retail division here this fall. And, of course, all the Marucci aluminum and composite bats are there. For more information, you can go to maruccisports.com. And, again, the Hitter's House at 5801 Segan Lane. All right, Durham wasn't done with the big plays, because when LSU got the ball back, he's going to bust another long one right here. So let's take a look at this
second
formation.
Play of the game.
This is from the LSU 14-yard line.
And this is another good look what we're doing. You got Mason Taylor motioning back in. We talked about last week when we got in the pistol because we had so many different runs where you got the back line up on the left side coming across the body. This is the same side run counter. Really well schemed, really well blocked, and really well ran.
You told us a story in pre-show about how when you got to make these long runs, sometimes you get down to the end there. You even as fast as he is and as in shape as he is,
the amount of effort he used on the play before, and like I said, I'm anywhere remotely close to speed. I broke a 58-yarder and my legs gave out on me.
We'll see it again here.
But I just really like the setup. If you can start it back over. What we talked about, you got the running back on the left, and you got Mason Taylor motioning into this side. It's something we've shown in the previous 4 games where Mason Taylor is usually the backside cutoff over here, and you get a run out to the right side. Well, it's a well-designed play off of it. We're going to do the block between Campbell and Mason Taylor, splitting this guy and getting up top is unbelievable.
All right. So
you fake the play like he's got the backside cut off, like it's going to be a front side power or zone. But what we're doing is running a counter to the backside. And this is a tough block where you get Mason Taylor. Usually you work outside in with the tackle and linebacker and the tight end going up. Well, they kind of reverse it to where he's going to Campbell's helping on the inside, and he's going to slide up on the safety.
All right. Now, here's my looking at this. It looks like you've got a double team here, but he's trying to get to the next level, right?
Yes.
You got a double team right here in the center of the field. Looks like 27's got to pick a hole. He picks the one on the right, and Durham picks the one on the left.
Yeah, Dellinger right here, good job, gets a good block. If he gets a little bit earlier and gets cleaner on that linebacker, he might score right there because he hits at full speed. He's got to make this guy miss a little bit because Dellinger gets kind of his legs tangled up and late to the linebacker.
Bounces off a one, and he's real fast.
Watch him right here. Oh, God. Takes a deep breath right there. He's like, I can't do it. But, man, when you go 156 on your first 2 touches, that's incredible.
All right, let's take a look at the wide angle here, and you're going to see the formation here has got South Alabama spread from sideline to sideline.
Yeah, it's another one of those run looks that we've showed a lot with Mason coming in the motion. Everything they've seen on film to this point, it's a run to your right. And they come flying. I mean, the combination block with Taylor and Campbell is excellent.
There you see him go all the way down, and he's accounted for over 150 yards in just 2 plays right there to start things off. So that's the kind of start that you're looking for. You're 7 minutes, and not even 7 minutes into the game, you're up 14-0. That's the kind of start that they've been looking for. Because in between this, the defense got a very quick out to get South Alabama off the field.
I mean, look, that's 3. We're looking at 3 plays ran in the game so far. I mean, that's a fast start. You get a 5-play. I think it was 5 and out on the first defensive series. I mean, that's everything that they've been talking about getting rolling.
Both units, because we've seen the offense take the opening kickoff and go down the field. These long drive against USC, against.
But then
Nichols.
we've been answered. We've seen the answer come from the other team.
That's correct. All right, so here LSU up 14-0. This play we're going to look at is a pass from Nussmeier to C.J. Daniels.
Yeah, and this is another great design. We get a high-low on the safety and a linebacker. They don't know if they're covering the flats, but they
I'm going to stop it for you here and let you set up the formation.
So right here, basically, they're going to have a zone protection. All these guys are running to zone. What we do a good job right here is Taylor is going to act like he's going to chip on the left side. And I think he kind of gets out a little late. His feet get tangled up. But you're putting a high-low on your flat defender right here. So once the route concept, you're going to get, let's see, where I can still talk. You're going to get Taylor is running out in the flat. You're going to get CJ on a deep cross. These guys have to make a decision. Who are they going to cover? Because he's got a 2-way option. The first look, you think you're going to end up hitting Taylor in the flat, but these guys get confused. One of them doesn't know, and they get stuck in no man's land, and he makes a hell of a throw to Daniels over the top.
All right, let's take a look at it in real time here. Nussmeier with the play pass.
So right there, and you can see if you go back a click more, they're both sitting about the 45.
Say when to stop.
Now.
Okay.
So right now, this guy has to decide, and this guy has to decide who's getting to the flat to watch Mason Taylor, because he's been the guy that's been the outlet. He's the guy who are going after him. He garners so much attention. Right there is where he stumbles because he sees him open. He leans forward and comes back, and the anticipation on the throw by Nussmeier, he's going to hit it over here on the 35 with Daniels coming across, and there's nothing they can do because Taylor took so much attention.
There's a throw deep down the far sideline.
when you see the wide view, just the anticipation to where he throws it before, I mean, it's just awesome.
All right, here's a close view.
And this is great protection. This view is for the offensive line. This is what the offensive line study. This is where you see all your protection.
They've got you got 5 offensive linemen blocking 3, plus you've still got the back there.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're dropping everything.
That's as clean a pocket as you're going to ever get.
And he throws a dime. I mean, that's just coming out executing on all cylinders.
See the wide look here.
It almost works out best that Taylor stumbles, because I think he gets out clean. He might have gotten the ball, but those guys were still waiting for him to get to the flat.
And a very nice play by Nussmeier and C.J. Daniels. We're brought to you by Bayou Apparel, helping local businesses communicate their message since 2009. One of only a few local LSU official licensees, Bayou Apparel offers the highest quality products to showcase your brand, whether you've got an established brand or a new one. Bayou Apparel design experts can help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. So call 225-928-9090 or go to the website at bayouapparel.com. Now we're going to move forward here. This is one, South Alabama has the ball now. LSU's got a 3-score lead, but this is a nice run by South Alabama, but we get a little bit confused in the secondary. All right, we're going to set up
so you
this
got
play
man
here.
coverage. It's just another pop pass where Sage Ryan has to get out faster, and you want Major Burns. He makes a great play down the field, but he gets sucked in too long to where it's just open. Sage, he's got man-to-man coverage. He's got to get there
All right,
faster.
let's go back and set up this formation. All right.
So we're running man coverage. We're manned up on there, manned up right here. Sage is manned up on this guy right here. He knows that I forget, you'll see it on the wide view better for Burns, but Sage right here knows he has this guy, and when he watches him set up, it's a straightaway pop pass. He's got to make the decision. He's got to come flying down because he has a little bit of a hesitancy that allows the tackle to get out there and block him.
Take another look at it here.
It's a great hustle by Burns, but it's one of those plays that, they've seen that on film. They know that trust your responsibilities. Always trust your responsibilities and know to come flying down right there. See, Burns gets sucked in so bad, and you start that one back. That's the one that he gets bought on the play fake, but he's got to have his eyes up. He's got to stay aware because he's still flying down to the line of scrimmage after the ball's being thrown.
All right, so here's Burns coming into your screen here.
He's he's on the play fake right now. But right here, if you go let it go just a few seconds, he's got to see that ball come out. And he's way behind the play right now. So you got Sage trying to beat the tackle to it, which he's got to be able to beat the tackle. But Burns should be the next guy flowing in there.
He's got to end up hustling back to make this play, and they get a big gainer out of it.
And this is a great view for it. You'll see Sage go now. He's got to get there. And he just a little bit hesitant right there. But you would think that your safety can beat you to that spot before the tackle can beat you to that spot. You just got to get going. And Burns, if you see, I guess the play screen's right there, the ball's out, and he's still crashing in there. He's got to realize a lot quicker to get back there. And look, it's still a positive play, but if he just reacts a little bit sooner and is more aware where the ball is, it's a 5-yard gain instead of a big play.
All right, we're going to move ahead. This is early in the second quarter. LSU leading 21-3. And this is going to be Nussmeier had another big game statistically, and LSU won, and he played really well. He made a couple of bad – we're going to talk about one of the picks, but this was
just a throw
this is something
he normally makes.
They have missed a couple of big ones.
Yeah.
And Kelly's talked about it. Like, we're right there. We showed you one last week. Here's another one where they could have had a big play out of this.
It's just, having the confidence to release that ball at the right spot, let it go and let a player go make a play. This is when he has a very clean pocket. He's got all the time in the world, and Lacey's wide open. He overthrows it, throws it with a bad angle. I think if he leads it closer to the sideline, Lacey can follow it.
This is a better one to watch from this view.
Great pocket. He's got all the time in the world. And see, he almost brings Lacey back into the coverage. It's just a bad aiming point on there, and this is a really good view right here.
All right, let me set up what kind of coverage he's looking
Well,
at
right here, they're showing too high. They're going to be bailing out. You're going to have middle of the field open. This should be you hit like a seam route in between the two gappers. But he gets what he's looking for. He gets the deep over. He just has to lay it out there more on the numbers instead of trying to throw it vertical. Right there, he breaks the face of the safety.
Yeah.
Throw it at the 100 sign or throw it at the numbers. But he tries to throw it more vertical, and it brings him back. And if you're not going to hit that, I'm hitting C.J. Daniels on the crosser right there for another safer play. So he's got two guys wide open with a clean pocket. And I just think the way he throws that ball deep, if you throw that ball out at the numbers, let him run and get it instead of making him redirect.
We're gonna cop him a few bad throws.
Oh, yeah.
He's been.
We're just showing
pretty good.
The big plays are being called.
There are plays there. We're brought to you by Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown, family-owned law firm for over 30 years. Dana's carried on his father O.C.'s legacy. These guys have helped us out a number of times. You've been in a car accident. You had some kind of legal issue. The initial consultation is always free. They want to be your law firm for a lifetime. They should be your first and only call at 343-1111 or on the web at OCBrown, O-S-S-I-E, brown.com. Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown. And also right down the street from the law office of O.C. Brown is Town Square Pizza, kind of a creation there with the folks over at the law office of O.C. Brown. Hot, delicious pizza made from scratch, but in a timely manner. So if you're working downtown, you can get in, get some Town Square Pizza. Very generous portions. If you got a limited amount of time for lunch, they'll get you moving in a hurry. Pick them up, Town Square Pizza, downtown Baton Rouge.
You're talking me into going to pick up a piece.
Yeah, we can do that.
No.
As soon as we leave here, we should bring it in before.
We should.
I think the producers would appreciate
Oh,
that
yeah,
too.
we'll do
This one, this is we're looking at a quarterback draw for.
Well, we've been wanting letting us run the
quarterback
ball.
draw from Nussmeier. Let's look at the design here, and you set up this formation. It's down to the 5-yard line.
It's amazing. I mean, because these guys are all going to sink to the goal line. They're thinking 100% pass. They've seen nothing on film to give them any inkling that Nussmeier's going to take off and run it. He's had open lanes in the past. He's a thrower. He doesn't want to run the ball. They knew what look they had here. The C parts, everybody drops back, and it's a great call, and you get a great block by a young running back.
Let's watch it from side view here.
Everybody bails out, and you got two lead blockers on it. It's worked out perfectly. I mean, nobody expected them to run it, and he's dancing now too. He get to dance when he scores a touchdown.
Kelly didn't like his dance very much.
Kelly doesn't like many of them dance.
He doesn't dance very well either. All right, let's take a look at this end zone view.
Watch right here. God, I mean, I don't care if that's called, not called, whenever. When it opens up like that, you just got to put your feet down and go.
And we'll get the wide view here. They're able to spread USA out here quite a bit. This is what we're talking about in the USC game. There were a couple instances where they just completely bail out. Yeah, now that wasn't down by the goal line, but they are completely bailing out on that middle. I love that LSU's put this play on film because now everybody's got to
respect it.
Yeah. You watch this again.
Everybody, they're double teaming, bracketing.
You can't get a bigger hole than that.
No. But that's what we say. You got to put it on film so that now when you get into another situation, that is up their sleeve. That's something that they can run. We can't spread everybody out and bracket the two receivers.
And it's not like Nussmeier's incapable of this. He's athletic enough to run.
I tell the story all the time. Matt Flynn, we ran with him a lot. I would say they're probably similar speed. Yeah. Matt was probably a little bit bigger of a guy, but I mean, Joe Burrow was probably similar speed. I mean, you just got to show it enough, 5-10 yards, put it in there to where they got to watch it on film and they got to respect it.
They also ran a quarter. We don't have it on the film, but the quarterback sneak that they ran after Durham's long play got him down to the 1. They haven't run that either.
A tush push. We put it in.
It's a tush push. Again, there's nothing complicated about it. There's nothing unique about it, but it's effective, and it's something that when Kelly put in that formation against UNLV with 3 tight ends, but one of them, Taylor, was in the backfield, he said, we just want to show this, we want to break tendency. It was the first time that they had run it. Just make the other guys aware that, hey, we can run this quarterback draw, we can run this quarterback keep.
What we used to do a lot, you get up, get a lead on somebody, plays that you hated, plays that we didn't plan on running, we started running those plays in the second half just to put another wrinkle in there that they would have to waste 10 minutes of film practicing. And just put a few looks out there that makes them focus on it.
All right, LSU had built a 35-3 lead by the time this next play. This is about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, and this is a nice run by South Alabama up the sideline where there's some missed tackles.
Yeah, I mean, this is another a play that Weeks has. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but God, he does an unbelievable job right there pressing the lead blocker. Everybody does well right there, except when our safeties come in. Gilbert's got to make a play right there. Everybody does their job. It's going to be a 5 to 7 yard gain. You let him have it, but he's got it squeezed. I mean, you can pause it when it gets down to the sideline. There's 6-7 hats around that they right there. I mean, God, that play right there by Weeks is unreal. That's not going to show up. The way he squeezed the lead blocker, and then he's trying to get off and make it like he's already done his job by making him cut up. That's when you got Greg Penn follow. Gilbert right here, he's got to be the next guy. He's got to hit that seam right there and stop it. And you'll see as you go forward, he comes in, he just doesn't – it's like he
right there.
That's where he's supposed to be. You make that play, you stop it. He gets a second shot, and he just – I don't know. It was a poor execution of a tackle. I mean, he just doesn't get in there.
All right, so this is a play that should go for 5 to 7 yards and ends up going for
24, 25.
Yeah, all right. We'll watch it again here from the wide angle.
Watch 40 Weeks. He presses that perfect where that was an outside design play. He stopped it right there. So when you stop it, everybody flows inside. 18, he's got to hit that guy a little bit harder, but he still does a pretty good job there, just eating up the blocker. And now you got two guys eating up the lead blockers. Safety's got to fly in there. Burns doesn't get in there right away. He kind of tiptoes in. Gilbert is worried about this guy. He starts tiptoeing. You get two guys miss a tackle, and that's a 5 to 6 yard gain, which you can live with when they bust it down the sideline. Another missed tackle. I mean, just a lot of missed tackles on that play. But from the outside looking in, it was a lot of guys did their job on there. I mean, you could have had that for just a simple gain.
All right, we're moving forward now. This is the interception, the first interception that Nussmeier threw. This is very late in the second quarter.
Yeah, and look, most people don't like where he went with it. The play is there.
All right, let's set up the formation here.
So they're going to have trips out to this side. Everything looks good. I'm thinking he wants to work this left side. You're going to have Taylor coming across. You got Lacey down the sideline. There's a little bit to where the end right here gets the edge on Emery, and it makes him squeeze and push right, which forces him to go to the right side of the ball, and he's got to reset his feet and make the throw over the top or hit I forget which running back it is. I think it's Josh in the flat, but he's got two options. He just he goes for the gunslinger option,
yeah,
and he just doesn't get enough on it.
All right, let's watch this. It's Anderson reversing on the motion.
So he's going to end up running almost like a wheel route. You got Taylor coming across. See, he had a nice gap right there, but he just threw it off balance. And you'll see it real good from the wide view. My guess is he wanted to work left, but when he gets the pressure right here, that he gets the edge on him, it forces him up and to escape to the right, and it shuts off the left side of the field.
As a step-up move to his right here. He didn't get a lot on this throw either.
No. If you go back to the side view, you can see it a little bit better. So he's got – you can see it from right there. Watch one the whole time. He's got the gap right there. And the ball's already been gone. He's got enough arm. We've seen him fit that in that window. He just threw it off balance. I mean, the ball's nowhere close. I think the ball lands somewhere between the 44. It's just an easy pick. But, great job stopping him right there. This is late in the second half. If he catches that ball and runs, they could be looking at another field goal right before the halftime.
Yeah, and he's being aggressive because this is inside of a minute. It actually inside of 30 seconds. They got one timeout. Yeah.
They got to make a big play, but you could probably the safe way, what coaches are telling them to, is that when you've got to escape right there, hit Williams in the flat and take what you can, get out of bounds
and get the clock stopped. All right, we're going to get the wide view here, which is what you wanted to take a look at.
Yeah.
Say when. There's Anderson.
So if you could pot right here, I think if he gets a clean look, you see his head already looking to the left. He's got the high-low situation with Lacey. He's going to see what the safety does. He knows he has Mason Taylor. Look where you got the linebacker and the safety are already eyeing Taylor. I really think for the most part, and the other dead giveaway for me is when you get a loaf play, Aaron Anderson did not run this route out. He just kind of jogs. He knows he's on the backside. He's just being a distraction. So I think the play kind of gets blown up when Emery gets beat around the left side and force him to escape right because everybody's looking left. Anderson's just kind of jogging, but ends up being the wide open guy.
Let's see here. All right. Does
Normally
he
he
have
makes that
enough to
throw.
get this ball down the sideline? And this is just he just didn't put enough on it.
Yeah, he just didn't put enough on. I mean, I've seen him make that throw. Look where the safety's eyes are on Daniels. If he resets his feet, he makes that throw for a touchdown every single time. He's got enough arm on him. But when you're running like that, he's throwing off his back foot. He's leaning. Bad decision to throw it from there because he had time to reset his feet.
That's a South Alabama interception.
And he knows it. He's jumping up and down because that could have been another touchdown for him.
Going to move to second half action here in just a second, but we also are brought to you by Lake Urgent Care, 25 years of experience. Lake Urgent Care, dedicated providing quality care close to home, treating minor illnesses and injuries for ages 3 months up and up at 17 convenient locations, including Baton Rouge, Hammond, Livingston, and Ascension Parish. Plus, they offer occupational health and weight loss solutions as a seamless extension of Our Lady of the Lake. Patients can access care from anywhere with the My Chart patient portal. Our urgent care centers are open 7 days a week. Simply walk in, check in online, or schedule a virtual care visit at lakeurgentcare.com. All right, this next play we're going to look at is just a run from South Alabama that ends up going right up the LSU middle. This is second half action now.
Yeah, watch Bro. Bro does a really good job splitting it. He almost gets there.
All right, so set up what we're looking at here. This is
You got your two linebackers playing in the middle. You got your star package. You got Stamps over here. You got Sage over the top. I think that's Sage.
Yeah, that is.
And you got Burns playing on the right side. From the get-go, Bro is getting so good, and he's going to be a really good player for us. But he splits these guys right here. Everybody slants. I say that the only problem is that Gio Paez, number 99, is that
yeah.
Gio? He gets a little bit turned, more focused on beating his guy, and he runs himself out the play. This is one where you say, use your hands, shove a guy, look out with your eyes, keep your eyes open. He goes all in on the rip move and kind of opens up the gap a little bit.
All right, let's watch it here.
Right there. I mean, gosh, Bro was close, almost got there. Weeks close. But I think what really happens right here is when they're slanting to the left, Gio, he just goes all in with the rip and kind of runs himself out the play, and it opens up the gap.
That's Paez right up.
Yeah, he runs right by him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those where you want to slow play. I mean, it looks like he beat the guy up the field. Well, all he did is really open up the run lane.
All right, here we're going to see it again from the wide angle.
I think it's a good job right here by the tight end for South Alabama. He fakes out on Swinson, which kind of takes Weeks' eyes off of him. He's following the ball, and he kind of gets surprised by the block. But Swinson's got to squeeze right there. If Swinson starts squeezing, he kind of gets nervous about being reached. He squeezes. If Paez just stays in his lane but doesn't run up the field, I think Bro makes a tackle on the backside.
That play ends up going for 16 yards.
Should have been. If everybody does exactly what they were supposed to do, that's a no-gain 1-yard loss.
We're brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. New facilities in Slidell and Youngsville. Any competitor's pricing, they will match it. Convenient online rentals and payments. Free use of the moving truck for new rental move-ins at Dependable Storage. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website at dependablestorage.com for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Bertman says, we're at Dependable Storage. We want your stuff.
He's got a lot of daughters. They got a lot of stuff.
Got a lot of stuff. All right, this is another play that we're going to look at where South Alabama is able to take advantage of
the famous slot fade.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at it here. This one gave LSU a little bit of problems here. This is from the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and you heard Coach Kelly talk about it. He's not asking anybody to do anything that they can't do, that is technique-driven, and you can start that play over because I think it's a great view for it. You just see him late. You see Burns late to get out of his break. He's backpedaling. He's trying to jam the guy and get his hands on him a little bit too much. He's got to turn and run. When that guy starts he knows he's going deep. He's got to flip his hips and go with him. Burns is trying to play with a little bit more physicality.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. Burns, number 8, is trying to put his hands on him and slow him down because he probably knows he can't run with him. But what he should have done is just get over the top, get in the way, and that would have slowed him down better because he takes the angle to get on his hip, and it just makes him stumble. A lot of people were blaming Sage on that, but if you'll see from the deep wide view, we had a corner blitz on right there, so it looks like we were too high. Corner comes off the side. We're rolling to single high.
Right.
It's a tough play for Sage to make, but Burns has to just run with him on that one. Womack almost gets there. It was a decent little rush, but he
We got a better
too
view from
clean.
the big wide here.
So watch right here. Woodland's on a corner blitz, and I don't know if he picked it up already. He sees it coming, but you see where you got Sage Ryan over the top, you got Deshaun over the top. You're looking like you're too high. Well, this is all a bluff, and I don't know if he's read it yet, but when Woodland blitzes, Deshaun
Spears, yeah.
he has to take the man-to-man coverage over here on the right side. So he's hauling butt over here, and Sage is getting back over to the middle to be the middle defender. So Burns, I don't know if he's not aware. The way he's playing that is like he's playing the bluff.
Okay. What you're talking about here, Ryan's coming back in this direction. Spears is going in that direction because Woodland is blitzing.
Yes.
Okay. So this is another one of those plays where you watch it and say, Ryan, what are you doing? Well, he's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing, right?
It's a great called play into it's just timing. Sometimes it works out where they got a blitz on this side and the safety's going to be rolling back to the middle. It's just, they had a great play into a designed blitz. But and what we're saying, though, is Burns is athletic and good enough to make that play. He just has to realize to get out of his back pedal a little bit sooner.
All right. So a lot of good in this game, Rich.
Yeah.
A lot of
and the bad plays like that, where that's a touchdown, really close. I mean, we had a blitz called into it as a great throw, but I just see this defense getting better and better each week. The young D-line, Bro, is freaking going to be awesome.
Tell me some more things besides what we looked at on film. Why you like him so much?
Bro just plays with he plays with his hands so well. He's a violent guy, and for a guy you're talking about that came in as recruited as a DN, puts on 40 pounds in the offseason. I hate comparing names, but it's a similar story to what Ricky Jean Francois did. Ricky Jean came in about 240, 250 playing DN. He put on 40 pounds his freshman summer. Now, back then we played heavy DNs. We played at 280 and 290. It's a long gone. You don't see that anymore. But he's just very violent with his hands. He's playing, between the ears, really smart. His eyes are getting out there. Right now I think he's our best defensive tackle, and I would be saying that even, we hadn't lost anybody. The way he's playing, I've watched all these guys play. He's playing as good as anybody we've had play the position in the last 2 years.
That's encouraging, okay? That's what we want to see here. When you're talking about improvement on the defense, we're talking about the defensive line coaches have made
all-stars.
Yes.
And don't forget, we talk a lot about Bo. Peoples done a hell of a job because Savion Jones is 100% different than he was last year.
No argument.
No.
Both he and Swinson are having very, very strong years, better than. And Swinson was coming on a little bit at the end of last year, but has really stepped it up here.
All summer long, all spring, we talked about what are we going to do at tackle? What are we going to do with the defensive line? We got issues. Right now, it's our strongest defensive unit. Between that and our two linebackers, it's one of the stars on our team.
What did they do without Perkins? Okay, it seemed like everybody's roles were a little bit more defined.
Whit Weeks didn't come off the field.
Okay, when you move Perkins, okay, and I am in no way suggesting that they're better off, when he's not in there, because he can do things that other people can't do. I get it. But when you move Perkins, you had to move other people too.
You were asking guys to play two positions. You had, Whit Weeks had to play one package when Perkins wasn't in there. He played a different package when, he was in there. Then, he was out the game. So just the amount of movement and rotating and, a guy like him, another young guy, I think when he doesn't come off the field that much, he gets into the flow of the game. He understands it. Everything starts to slow down the longer you're out there. And it's just him and Penn. They did not rotate the linebackers till late in the game. Those two guys just had a chemistry to where they knew they were going to be there the whole time. They had the game plan. And there wasn't going in and out and switching up personnels, going from zone to man to, just so much stuff going on in your head. It was simplified.
Been a minute since they've had some significant time off. You're going to talk about 2 months. So you get the off week, then Ole Miss comes in. Ole Miss upset loss to Kentucky this week. They got to go to South Carolina this week.
Yeah.
A big edge for LSU. The Ole Miss game feels a lot different than it did last week at this time.
Yeah, but I was talking to some buddies before the game. I hate a team losing before I play them because that's like the remotivator.
Let them win at South Carolina and just get worn out doing it, right?
Just do that. Don't get remotivated. Show us the things we want. We're going to come in rested, and we got 2 weeks to prepare for them. So, this is a smart coaching staff. I think they're doing a great job when they put the game plan together, and we got 2 weeks to get ready for Ole Miss.
We're brought to you by Marucci Sports, by Bayou Apparel. Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown Town Square Pizza, Lake Urgent Care, and Dependable Storage. For Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hanagriff, and this has been Handycast.